Why does Tyrrell Hatton's fan base keep growing? Well, there could be many reasons for that. He's always angry, he's fun to watch, he's down to earth, he's funny, and there's more. In the mind of many golf fans, Tyrrell Hatton is the prototype of the angry golfer, and truly nobody else whips the ball and beats themselves up as Hatton does. However, his often misunderstood passion is not the only interesting side to the Englishman. People don't know this, but Hatton has a black belt in Aikido and a PhD in linguistics. That explains his knack for colorful language, doesn't it? But all jokes aside, Hatton is simply an exciting guy. For example, his journey to professional golf was quite an interesting one. Hatton only became one of the biggest names in European golf after a fierce fight for his European Tour membership card. His path to success started not far from his home at the Harleyford Golf Club in Marlow, Buckinghamshire. He was a celebrated young golfer at this club by the River Thames. Hatton had represented England and Great Britain and Ireland at youth tournaments and brought glory to his town, and they loved him for it. And when it was time to go pro, they supported their boy's ambition. 30 members of the club each chipped in £250 to sponsor Hatton's dreams of the big stage. And thanks to their kindness, Hatton officially turned pro in 2011. He started on the Euro Pro Tour and won his first pro trophy on the Jamaica Tour. 2 years later, he saw off competition to graduate to the Challenge Tour. In his first season there, he shined on the tour, but was beaten to the Rookie of the Year award by Brooks Koepka. He finished 10th on the money list to finally earn a place among Europe's finest. He was 7 places behind Brooks Koepka on that list, but unlike Koepka, Hatton is still impatiently waiting for his first major tournament victory. He found more success at home with 6 wins on the European Tour, but his only victory on the PGA Tour came at the prestigious Arnold Palmer Invitational in 2020. 2020 turned out to be an even bigger year for Hatton when he won the BMW PGA Championship. That win capped a full-circle moment in Hatton's career because that was the tournament that inspired him to take up professional golf.
Of mine to win this tournament in my career, and
Another reason Hatton became a professional golfer was his father. Jeff Hatton was probably his son's biggest reason for choosing his career path. As an avid golfer himself, he'd put a plastic club in his son's hands as early as when Hatton was only 18 months old. Yeah, that boy has been swinging and probably breaking clubs since he could barely walk. Hatton obviously grew up to like golf, so his father made him his own custom equipment. He chopped and chiseled woods, putters, and drivers for his 3-year-old son, and by age 6, Hatton was already outscoring his dad out on the course. His father saw that glint of talent and nurtured it all the way to pro golf level. And Jeff has gone from being a golf dad to the coach of a PGA and European Tour champion. Talk about putting a feather in your hat! And as a professional golfer, Hatton can say he chose the right profession, at least financially. According to SportTrack.com, Hatton has amassed $19.8 million in career earnings, and other sources put his net worth between $5 and $10 million. He's surely done well for himself, and being a prominent face on the European Tour comes with its perks. Among them are Hatton's sponsorship deals with Principal Financial Group, ISPS Handa, and Swiss luxury watchmaker Audemars Piguet. Although he carries a bag full of pink clubs, Hatton has remained loyal to Titleist balls. In addition, he wears Adidas shoes and apparel, including the controversial hoodie he rocked at the 2020 BMW PGA Championship. Hatton has achieved a lot for a guy who didn't have much to work with on his way up, but one of his greatest honors is winning the Ryder Cup for Europe in 2018. A year after that Ryder Cup victory, Hatton was involved in one of the most dramatic tournaments of 2019. He'd scored 4 solid rounds in the 60s and gotten himself into a 6-man playoff round at the Turkish Open. You can only imagine the tension in that playoff round, but knowing Hatton, he probably played through his nerves so much that he made the others nervous. After a grueling battle under the floodlights, Hatton came out on top, and when it was celebration time, something was glistening on his wrist. It was his Audemars Piguet Royal Oak offshore self-winding chronograph in black ceramic. Yeah, that name's longer than the Boston Marathon. But wait till you hear what this watch packs. It was a shame the nightlight covered the beauty of the wristwatch known as the Beast. The hand-finished, scratch-proof, fade-resistant black ceramic case is made from zirconium oxide stabilized with yttrium oxide. It uses 59-joule, self-winding automatic movement with 50 hours of power reserve. The main rotor is a monoblock of 22-karat gold rotating on ceramic bearings. The watch is finished with a black rubber strap and a titanium pin buckle. If you could pay $32,000 for this Audemars Piguet, you could take it for a dive to below 100 meters underwater. And if that's not deep enough, check out the watch Hatton wore when he lifted his trophy at the Arnold Palmer Invitational in 2020. His Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Diver was unmissable with its round-the-clock purple color. Its 42mm octagon bezel is held down with 6 hex screws, and it has a glare-proof, scratch-resistant glass made of sapphire crystal. This watch uses a caliber 3120 movement with 40 joules and 60 hours of power reserve. Through the sapphire crystal back, you could see the 22-karat monoblock oscillating on ceramic ball bearings. The watch is completed with a round-the-clock purple strap and a stainless steel pin buckle. If you ever fancy a dive with Hatton's watch, you can reach below 300 meters underwater without worrying about water damage. But you'd have to pay the $20,000 retail price before you could take it for a spin. And talking about spinning things, do you know the Ryder Cup champion rides a cool machine? Hatton's Lamborghini Huracan is another purple beast among his acquisitions. The Huracan is a respected automobile among supercar aficionados, perhaps because it's the successor to the Gallardo. With its powerful 5.2-liter naturally aspirated V10 engine, the Huracan can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 3.5 seconds. Fast, but still slower than a bullet. They say, "Show me your car and I'll tell you who you are." And Hatton is the Joker. Yeah, Harley Quinn's lover and Batman's nemesis. How did we get here? Well, a makeover had something to do with it. Hatton was a longtime fan of the YouTube channel and car designer Yanamize, so he hit the shop up to give his new car a look. Yanni and his boys replaced the body's matte black wrapping with purple and wrapped the calipers in lime green. In the end, the car had gone from Batmobile to a Joker car. And if, like Hatton, you wish to rule the road as the ultimate villain, you'd have to fork out a minimum of $320,000 for the incredible machine. Hatton's love for golf has brought him a lot of success, but his marriage to Emily Breischer is surely somewhere at the top of that list. The couple's trip down the aisle was almost cut short by a toilet door at the 2019 Italian Open. Hatton was mid-swing when a closing toilet door distracted him. He looked to his right and saw the culprit was Emily, who was leaving a nearby stall at the time.
Trying to cut me off, boys.
You should be ashamed.
After an incident like that, Hatton did the reasonable thing. He called off the wedding. But honestly, who wouldn't? She was at the tournament to support him, not to distract him with the porta potty. Apparently, that was a joke, as they did tie the knot in 2021 in Asheville, North Carolina. Besides supporting Liverpool Football Club of the English Premier League and playing Xbox, Hatton also has a passion for philanthropy. So much was given to him as a young lad, and to pay it forward, he gives back in one of the best ways he can. Every year since 2018, Hatton has been hosting the Tyrrell Hatton Junior Masters at Harleyford Country Club. As part of the program, he provides the kids with meals and a safe place to compete with their peers. In all of this, it's easy to see that his anger has overshadowed his rich personality. His emotional outbursts combine cussing, club tossing and breaking, and other antics that have become part of the Tyrrell Hatton box of on-course mannerisms. And probably the fan favorite is the look of dismay after every bad shot. On an average day, you will find Hatton questioning a shot like he didn't just make it himself. Some fans simply don't like Hatton's anger, and Hatton doesn't look like he'd ever get it under control. But here's the thing. In contrast to the fans, Hatton plays an insanely competitive sport, and he just can't help being hard on himself. Moreover, he's all of us on the golf course. Just a little more expressive. Do you know what sign should be at the gate of every golf course? A sign that says, "Golf will frustrate you," because it will. It doesn't matter whether you could score a 59 on a par 72 course. Golf will get to you. Head Case Hatton, as he once called himself, is an alter ego that has refused to die. and Hatton seems to be leaning into it. To promote the 2023 Abu Dhabi HSBC Championship, the European Tour parodied a scene from the American Psycho movie. In it, Hatton plays an adaptation of Patrick Bateman originally portrayed by Christian Bale, and it is simply hilarious. He was also featured in the European Tour's Angry Golfers videos for the 2022 Abu Dhabi HSBC Championship. In one of them, Hatton walks into an anger management group therapy session and introduces himself. Then, a compilation of his haywire moments on the tour rolls. In the end, Hatton might not be a Mad Hatter as his behavior suggests. He seems like a fun and lovable guy who's always trying his best, but can't get out of his own head. If you enjoyed this video about why we can't get enough of Tyrrell Hatton, check out the video on the screen now, or the one we posted below. We're sure you'll like that one too. See you there!